Everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube and the internet, wherever we are.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Excited to see you guys.
Well, welcome to the Cool Box Live recap show. My name is Nick. This is Eric. And we're here because every Sunday night we do a show right here on Facebook and YouTube where we break down some of the hottest tricks of the week and also provide a lot of discount codes for really great magic tricks that you can learn how to do. And we thought today it might be cool because those deals are good for the entire week.
Yeah, they're good until Friday at midnight is what it is. And we have a great time putting the show together on Sunday nights. But we were in here in the studio today working on a couple of things and we thought, you know what? Let's talk to some people on a Tuesday.
Yeah, let's just see and remind everybody, like, you know, that these are the tricks that you can actually save some money on this week. Otherwise, you'd have to watch the entire show, which you should. That came out last Sunday. But yes, there's some tricks in there that have some great deals, and we figured we'd just kind of run through them quick so you guys can take advantage of some magic.
And I will also say that we are also monitoring the chat both live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you have questions about some tricks, maybe you saw the broadcast on Sunday night and you were like, man, I wish I could have asked Nick or Eric about this particular thing.
It's probably been burning them up on the inside.
Yeah, we're here. We're taking a look at it right now, so we'll be happy to answer any questions live. But you want to talk about the first thing, Nick?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, do we have them in an order? We never even discussed that, or is it just?
Oh, let's use the same order
what we got for? Oh, well, Slate Killers.
Yeah, we're going to start with Slate Killers from Bob Cassidy.
Yeah, so Slate Killers is a download that you can get from penguinmagic.com, and it's a what it is Bob Cassidy's work on the spirit slates.
Yeah.
And really, the reason why we put it in the show this week is because Halloween's coming up, and this is a great opportunity to learn a way to present some spiritualism magic or something within a seance that is approachable for any type of performer.
You know, I actually thought about this more after the Sunday night show, because the big question was, why would I use slates? Like, in what situation? And I know that we have, I hate to like tease too much, but we have a product coming up that actually has some spirit slate stuff in it from Tommy Wonder. And there's some neat applications of that in there, like what Tommy Wonder was doing. But I feel like there's a lot of other things you can get out of these slates.
Oh yeah, well, so Bob really just kind of breaks down the way he presents it, right? He shows you what kind of slates he uses, and you know, Bob's just so great to learn from. So so the regular price is $39.95.
Yeah, but right now, if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, it's going to come down to $29.97, which is it's a pretty good discount.
Yeah, and it's just, you know,
it's a big project too.
Right. I don't know. Do you get asked to do kind of Halloween-y stuff sometimes?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Because this is perfect. You don't need to even buy any gimmicks or something. Bob shows you how to make these slates at home. Which is a really cool tip.
Yeah, we talked about it on Sunday night. The fact that you can make the slates at home and it still like really works really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, every year I always get asked to do like a more Halloween themed show, and this is one of those things that I think would drop right in, just because it makes sense with this whole like, hey, let's contact a spirit from the past and get some information, and you could play it like real serious and spooky, but you could also like do comedy, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You could, like let's talk to the the Marx Brothers that have passed on.
Sure. So that was a great one to have in the show, I thought, this week for $10 off. You can get Bob Cassidy right now. It's good till Friday.
Yeah,
still.
I can actually see in the chat here, Renzo Baratoni, Slate Killers is great. Bought it when it came out. Fantastic. Thanks so much for giving a testimonial for us.
Yeah, it actually has a full performance footage from one of the shows that was here at P3, where you get to see Bob do I think the presentation's maybe 7 to 12 minutes.
Yeah,
something like that.
Did we show a clip of that on Sunday night?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you should really jump back to the Sunday night show and check out some of those Bob Cassidy clips, because they're really great.
Good till Friday. $10 off Slate Killers.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Up next, we have, oh, Lord, okay, that's not working out.
Do you know what's next?
I don't know what's next.
Oh, well, I can
I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch us
you-
over to our main, and I'm going to go fix that.
Go fix that, and I will talk about, well, let's talk about Australind. Why not? Why not? That's crazy. So another one of the crazy deals that, we're over here. One of the crazy deals that we had in the show this week was Richard Australind's 13 Steps to Mentalism. A few years back, we had Richard in the studio, and he broke down, if you're familiar with the 13 Steps, it's a book by Corinda from, I'm not quite sure how long ago, but quite a while at this point. And it's kind of one of the standards in mentalism, where it lays out the 13 steps that you would need to learn to be a good mentalist. Richard came to Penguin, and we filmed a gigantic project with him where he kind of modernized what he felt are the new 13 steps, and he gives us all sorts of routines and tips and wisdom and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, there's 13 episodes, Eric. They're $20 a piece.
Yep.
So that works out to what?
It's 260
$260 bucks?
Yeah.
Now, it's only $240 on the site because the first episode, and if you're watching this, you should know, the first episode of Richard Australind's 13 Steps is free on penguinmagic.com.
Because that goes into a lot of his performance theory and
Yeah,
philosophies
it's kind of
on
the setup
mentalism.
to the whole project, so
Yeah.
you get to understand a little bit of his approach to mentalism if you're not familiar with Richard Australind, which is hard to believe.
I think what's so cool about this project is that, so he lays out some of the 13 steps, and he lays them out in a way that he feels is good, but he also updated some stuff that was sort of lacking in the original.
Yeah.
Particularly the blindfold section is what I'm thinking about.
You like the blindfold stuff?
Yeah, you know, I'd never really worked with blindfolds until I started messing around with some of Richard Australind stuff, and the original blindfold material in 13 Steps is good, but Richard has just pushed it so much farther.
Yeah.
And he talks about his steel blindfold, which is really, really clever.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of good stuff in there.
Right. Well, the exciting thing about this, I mean, the project is it's huge. It's 13. I mean, it's 740 minutes in total, right?
It's a huge project.
There's so much stuff, live performance footage. It's everything, and you can get it in this DVD package. Not many things comes in DVDs anymore. In fact, I believe this is one of the last DVDs that we actually printed here at Penguin. So it is a very, it's a nice looking piece of product here. Normally $240, but until Friday night with the promo code CoolBoxLive, you can get it for $180.
That's a crazy discount.
Big discount.
There's not many of these left. I know that we actually saw in the chat on Sunday night a number of people just immediately jumped on this deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that were excited.
Yeah.
We're talking his approach to mentalism, billet work, stuff on the Swami gimmick, his breakthrough card system, talks about book tests, blindfolds, metal bending, stage routines, which is like his magazine test, his clock test, close-up and impromptu routines. He does share some stuff for close-up work, cold reading, Q&A routines, hypnotism and suggestion, muscle reading. There's just so much in here. You honestly, you just buy this and never buy anything else again, which is not possible for us. We're all addicted. But you should just get this and never touch anything else, and you'd probably be one of the best mentalists alive.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So we got the rest of the tech working right now, and I see a couple of things here in the chat. Carl Power saying not sure what's going on. Just in case you're just tuning in right now, Nick and I are recapping a live stream that we did on Sunday. We're going through some of the deals that we gave away. Just reminding you guys what's up and talking a little bit about a few other questions. And I'm actually going to jump back a few slides to what was actually up next here,
right.
which is Miguel Angel Live. And this is such a good Penguin Live lecture. It's his first lecture that he did with us. A ton of really great coin magic here. There's card magic and coin magic, but the coin magic is the stuff that's really on display, because not only is he really good with coins, but he is showing off some techniques that are really well known in Spain, but not as well known over here in the States.
I remember he showed up here. I was putting on the blue wall that we usually have behind us here. I was on the ladder, and somebody asked him what he wanted to listen to, and he was like, "You got any Megadeth?" So, which I was like, I already love this guy. So we got set up. We started doing the lecture, and yes, he started doing something. What's that coin move called?
It's called the catapult.
The catapult.
Yeah. So it's actually, if you read the ad copy, we're not giving away anything here. It talks about that he is going to go deep into work on the catapult, and it's a way of like shooting a coin out of your hand.
Wild.
And he does all kinds of stuff where he's like,
He just
he's
beat
tossing it into
everyone up.
glasses, he's ricocheting it off places, he's using it in both coins across, coins through tables. There's some really interesting productions and vanishes that he does with it. The stuff that he does with coins and glass is really interesting because we always think of like a coin vanishing and then like reappearing in the glass, but he does stuff where the coins vanish from the glass after you count them into the glass and reappear in his hand.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful coin and wand routine. The card work is spectacular. There's some really, really neat card tricks, and there's a mix of card and coins together using some card gimmicks that are just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, he was a monster. I remember he was here, blew my brain out. I'd never seen anything like that. And now, again, one of the deals from this past week, you can get it for a little bit off here.
Yeah, it's
25% off.
Enter Coolbox Live at the discount, good until Friday at midnight. You get almost $10. Well, not quite $10 off there, but pretty good discount on there. And it's a really solid lecture. I really liked it.
Yeah, especially if you're a coin person.
Yeah.
You probably already have it if you are, but
there's also some philosophy that he goes into when he sits down with Dan Harlan that is really indicative of the Spanish style. And if you've always kind of wondered, like if you've heard like the Spanish school of magic and wondered what it's all about, great lecture to really get in on that.
Yeah, no, for years, people ask us all the time, what do you think the best coin? What's the best mentalism lecture? What's the best whatever? Which are impossible questions to answer, by the way. But for a long time, I would say that Miguel was the best coin lecture, and he still is among one of the best. I don't know how to rank them anymore.
No, I don't. It seems like all of the coin lectures that come through are just like
they're always
amazing
so good.
groundwork.
Shout out to Jeremiah right now.
Yeah, Jeremiah Zuo, amazing. The Curtis Cam one was super solid.
Yeah, we could talk about those all day.
Let's move on to Touch by Paul Curry with additions by Nick Locapo.
Yeah, so Touch is a trick. I have it right here. You can check out the little package on it. So Touch is a trick that originally appeared in Paul Curry's Worlds Beyond book. It's a gimmick deck trick. There's not a lot of them in that book, but it was a full deck gimmick that needed just maybe some modern brush up, really. The trick was great. It's basically what it is an open prediction where you write down the name of a card on the joker, you place it face down on the table, and then the spectator can name any card they want. Any card at all, and you turn over your prediction and reveal that it's the exact same card that the spectator just thought of.
It's a really nice trick. It comes in some very nice packaging. The deck is custom printed to be able to do this. To be able to get a custom printed deck at discount right now, enter Coolbox Live at checkout. You get it for $22.47. You get a nice little discount on there, and it's a great trick. And also special shout out to Nick here because this is a trick that probably myself and most of the other people watching this would do it close up because it's a great close up trick.
Yeah.
But in the instructions, Nick goes into how to do some really interesting like wine glass reveals so you can do it on platform and stage, make it play really big up and out.
Yeah, it lends itself to that really well. The way that the trick works, like there's some actually things that work in concert with a wine glass.
And just thinking about like what's going on now, a lot of people are like switching to the virtual format. This would be a great trick to do in the virtual format, especially with that wine glass reveal that Nick teaches, because you just it's such a clean revelation, and it's so fair, and your audience has genuine free choices.
Yeah, so you can pick it up for a little bit cheaper here, another 25% off. Coolbox Live promo code on checkout at penguinmagic.com.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and we've got a few
questions.
Oh, just Mix of Tricks is asking us off-topic question for Nick. Does he remember doing that Mind Freak trick years ago?
Oh, of course. You remember that trick?
The Mind Freak trick?
The Chris Angel trick I did?
The Chris Angel trick.
What was the Chris? Showed you that one?
No, what was the Chris
Angel? I don't have many videos on YouTube, but that's
I do remember. Oh, this is the penetration.
The pen through card.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah,
I do remember that.
Yeah,
that's a pretty solid one.
That's classic.
Let's move on to Sympatico Plus by David Regal. This is this is a really cool. This is a really cool trick. So what's going on here is that. David Regal has got a really clever trick where you have somebody select a card. They freely select the card. Then that card is lost in the deck. He hands the deck to another spectator, and they start dealing through the deck one card at a time. They stop whenever they feel like it, and the card that they stop at matches the card that the other spectator picked. The other cool thing that David Regal has figured out is how to turn this into a card by number, where the spectator is the one who names the number and they count out the cards and turn it over. From really clever, really clean reveals here. This is a solid trick.
I would also suggest going back, watching last week's show, because in the show that we do on Sunday nights at 9 p.m., you can watch a full performance of this and like everything else that we're talking about here, right? And you can see the full performance of Sympatico Plus.
When I first saw this, I thought it was a switching device. I was like, "There's no way that he's not switching it somehow." And I actually watched. So when you actually get the product in the download, there's 2 live performances, because there's one version with the card at any number, and then there's one version where the person is dealing and stops at a card that they want. And both times, I'm looking for a switch. Both times, I'm like, "This is too fair."
Yeah.
Especially when you see this clip where he's like throwing cards face up on the table, where it's just like, it's impossible. It's a mind job.
And it's a good method. It's a really good method. It's a David Regal routine, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with David Regal, he puts together really well scripted and in commercial magic that really anybody can do. We were talking about on the stream, it's like his stuff is just so polished in presentation that you could do this close up anywhere, but I really see it shining in like the close-up room at the Magic Castle type of thing. You know what I mean?
This is very much like you could do this anywhere, but man, it's a real showpiece. The other thing I'll say is that I believe Sympatico Plus is in one of his more recent books.
I think it's Approaching Magic?
Approaching Magic.
Yeah.
But what is interesting is that there's a lot of stuff in that book that you can just do with like cards, coins, stuff you've got around the house. But then with this, there's some gimmicks involved, and getting all of the gimmicks together along with the focused instruction by David Regal, really helpful.
Yeah, no, great product. Anything by David Regal is something worth taking a look at.
Yep.
And you can actually go back. We'll check. Look at the deal there, Eric.
Yeah, that's
almost half off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't say the promo code on there. That's just a mistake in me making this image here. But on checkout, promo code CoolBoxLive, and you're going to get a heavy discount on Sympatico Plus.
It's a really solid trick. I feel like it's one of those things that I want to add to what I'm doing. Like I can see myself doing it.
I've been doing these demo stuff for a long time, and all this stuff starts to bleed into my own work, because I'll get a trick that I never would have thought of doing before.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is really good. And then the next thing you know, you get the needle in the arm at this point, Eric.
All right, let's move on here. We've already talked about Osterland's 13 steps, but it's worth mentioning again.
Oh,
that
yeah,
discount
of course.
is crazy. I see in the YouTube chat here, Paradox74. Hello, everyone. Tomorrow, huge order coming from my side.
Did you get some screams at midnight, Dak? I hope you did.
Actually, I'm going to switch back real quick to this wide shot right here. We have the Screams of Midnight 3D glasses on Corbus here.
Corbus has been shuffling that deck all day.
Oh,
so.
man.
Yep.
It's pretty solid. Let's move on, though, because I know we could talk all day about...
But just again, that's a big deal.
Yeah. This is really exciting to talk about. The Lonnie Chevallier live.
My guy Lonnie Chevallier, man.
Oh, this was one that we pulled 2 clips from, 2 full performances from to watch, because it's so good.
So it's exciting to be able to do this show on Sunday nights and be able to offer deals, because we can go back and pull out some of the lectures that are just fantastic, like Miguel and Lonnie here, and offer them at a little bit of a discount. Because if you've never seen this lecture, it's not in your face when you go on the site. You might not even know it exists, because it was filmed in 2015, which is like a lifetime ago.
This is a really good example too of something where I'm coming to this fresh. You are remembering it, right? So when we put together the show, the Lonnie Chevallier thing was in there, and Nick showed me a clip of this trick with 4 ace of clubs that Lonnie counts out, shows them front and back, and then suddenly they transform into the ace 2, 3, 4 of clubs, and the trick is only done with 4 cards. And he showed it to me before the show. We watched it again during the show, and then he looks over at me and goes, "You still don't know how it works, right?" And I was like, "No, I was totally stunned. It's so good."
Well, this whole lecture is just everything in it, and it's hard to. There's no duds anywhere, and I forgot how many tricks are in it. There's got to be 15 tricks in this lecture.
Yeah.
Everything is scripted, and he's performed everything in this lecture, not 200, not 300, probably upward of 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So every movement, every reason, everything is streamlined.
Yeah.
We're talking card tricks, but we're talking like coin and bottle, the vanishing silk at the beginning. Do you remember that?
Yes.
There's like, again, if you go
no idea where that silk
go
goes.
watch the show from last, or just we watched the demo on penguinmagic.com. It's probably on there. Tell me where that silk goes. I mean, I have an idea of where it went, but I can't remember how it works. But there's great card magic on there. There's coin stuff. There's a lot of bill switch stuff that he's really great at.
The real headline on this one is that he teaches Waxed on this.
Oh, Waxed
which
is on there?
Waxed is also a download by itself.
Yeah,
and like,
it's one of our most popular downloads.
And I feel like this price alone is about around what Wax costs. I mean, Wax is like $10, $15 or something.
Yeah,
like
it's probably
that.
$10. Yeah.
So if you're getting Lonnie's full lecture at a discount and you're already getting Waxed, I mean that like the Australian deal is really good, but I feel like the Lonnie deal is almost better because of the.
This is one of those. If you do close-up magic and especially if you do restaurant stuff, it is like 100% you're going to get a routine out of this. Like it's not even a question. There's something in here you're going to end up doing.
I see over here in the YouTube chat, Chris Merrick is watching. Our buddy Chris Merrick, young performer from right here in Columbus, up and coming
Young Chris
dude.
Merrick, yeah.
Young Chris Merrick.
Yeah, I remember that guy. Remember those days?
Oh man, yeah. One of the last performers to perform on this stage.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Oh yeah. Let's move on though. Let's move on. We got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. This is Return Flight by Rick Lax. This is another great deal. If you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at discount, you're going to be getting a great deal on this trick. And essentially what this is a deck of cards is taken out, it's divided in half. One half is put in a box and put on the other side of the table. The other half is spread. A person names any card in the spread that they can see, literally any card. It's taken out, the deck is shuffled face up and face down, the selected card is lost in there, and then those cards are all turned over, and that card is gone. It's then it's found underneath the card box on the other side of the table. The performer has never gone anywhere near. That card is then put back in the half of the deck that's in the box. It is shown to have once again completely and totally vanished, and then it reappears face up in the other deck where it had originally vanished from. It's a great trick.
It's a fooler.
Yeah, I mean,
big time.
Essentially, a card disappears from one location, reappears in another, disappears again, reappears in the location that it appeared in. It's super good.
Yeah, and go back to the last week's show. You can watch a full performance of it. We put even if you go on Penguin and look for this, you're not going to see an entire performance.
No, that's one of the great things we're able to do with this show is show these full performances.
Right. So Sunday nights at 9, you'll see Eric. We go live and we're on for a while, showing all sorts of clips and whatever we can find about these tricks. You can watch a full performance of this, and you're gonna have no idea how it works, most likely, because it's a real fooler.
And the other thing I'll say is, there's probably some more experienced magicians who will watch the performance and go, "Oh, I got an idea." Trust me, you don't, because I thought exactly what you did, and I know a thing or two about cards. And then when I actually watched the tutorial and had the props in my hand, I was like, "This is way different."
Yeah,
than
you
what I
do
thought
get
it was.
like a gimmick deck with it.
Yeah.
It's not like a fully gimmicked deck that you're going to need here. You're going to have to play around a little bit with it, but
it's putting together what you need to put together is
all
like
there.
what you get in the mail, some special gimmicks that will allow you to do the trick, and you're going to add it to the deck of cards that you already got. Trick's going to be great.
Yeah, it's a really good one. And looks like we got a heavy deal on this one.
Yeah, CoolBox Live at discount. You get almost half off again. We're getting to drop some good deals here. Let's move on, though. This is Close Up Killers by Bob Cassidy. This is another fun one because we got to show some live performances in the show on Sunday.
Yeah, no, so Bob, we had Bob here many times over the last 10 years here. What this download is 7 routines. There's a lot more than 7.
Yeah.
In here. I don't even know how the word 7 got into that image down there, but like there's a lot of information, and these are things that Bob does close up, impromptu. If somebody's like, "Show me a trick," right? But that's a question that comes up a lot that we found on this show whenever we've been doing. Is people want to know what are great close up impromptu mentalism tricks. Now these aren't necessarily impromptu. There is some impromptu stuff in here. They all kind of require you to be carrying around a few different things, like maybe some billets or something. But you're going to learn the stuff that Bob does close up. So we're talking about ESP card predictions. You're going to learn how he carries his billets and how to turn one of those vinyl card cases into an impression device, which is really cool. There's a great card at number in here.
Yeah.
There's a the dictionary test is totally impromptu. Well, you require a dictionary, but any dictionary would work.
Some
right?
really solid stuff in here, and understanding more about what close-up mentalism looks like will just make you like better equipped to impress people at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, you forget. We watch so much stuff, and when I think mentalism, I think presentation, and then like a lot of not process, but you got to get to the point where you actually do the reveal and you build it up really quick, and then you just watch Bob do a quick mentalism trick that takes about a minute. You know, it's like I've kind of forgotten about those at this point, and it's just like a basic coincidence effect or a spelling trick. There's a lot. I mean, you can read the reviews on this, and you can see what other people have been saying. People love this download.
It's killer material.
And you can get for $10 off right now on penguinmagic.com for the
excellent stuff.
The
excellent
promo
stuff.
code CoolBoxLive.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. This is $1 Mystery by Chris Funk. This was a fantastic trick.
Yeah, I know
to
you
talk
like
about.
this one.
I really like this one. This is actually the one that I picked as you know, at the end of every show on Sunday nights, Nick and I talk about what we're going to buy. I think this is the one that I'm going to buy. This is a really interesting approach to the confabulation plot, but with a dollar bill.
Yeah.
Dollar bill is put in your top pocket or your jeans pocket or vest, or even just like out on a table. You got a series of note cards. You ask people questions. There's a bunch of comedy reveals where it's some not quite standard jokes, but they're really good. But at the end of it, the spectator opens up the dollar bill that you had told them if they didn't like this trick that they could have it, and inside, written down in like bright red pen, is everything that they said. And it's just, it's another, like, I hate to use this, I keep saying it over and over again, but it's a real mind job. Like, it doesn't make any sense how this information could get on the bill. But you're getting a full routine, scripting, jokes, structure, a great gimmick that allows you to like, it helps you in holding these note cards, but it also like helps you to do some stuff with the bill.
Right, like even if you couldn't flash the gimmick, it's near impossible to flash it, but even if the spectators saw this particular gimmick, they'd be like, oh, it holds the note card. You know what I mean? Like it's not even a special thing.
It doesn't make any sense. And I was thinking about this more. This is one of those tricks that like, so I don't know about you, but whenever I go somewhere, I usually have a messenger bag with me, right? Because I always carry, like, I got my iPad, I got, my laptop with me. This is something I would like throw in my messenger bag, or like if you were a person who carried around like a backpack all the time, this is an easy thing to throw in the backpack and just like have ready to go. If someone's like, hey, it doesn't seem like it, and I didn't think about that until we watched a performance of Chris Funk doing this in a bar, and it totally played in a bar.
Yeah.
It was really weird because it's one of those tricks that like, Chris has done such a good job routinning it that even if I was just like hanging out with friends in like a nice, respectably like socially distant manner, and they were like, do a trick, and I like had my like everyday carry bag with me, I would do this, and it almost becomes more ridiculous and more fun and more impossible in a situation outside of a stand-up piece.
Yeah, no, it could totally be done close up. Yeah, just imagine you were doing the same thing with a notebook or something. It'd be funny, you're just being funny at the house, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit them over the head with a crazy prediction at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Great trick. You can watch a full performance of it on from the show from last Sunday night. So you can see it on YouTube and Facebook here.
Got a question in the chat here from Simon. Hey guys, any deals on magic books? Right now, we don't have any deals on magic books, but that's not to say we won't have any in the future.
It'll definitely happen.
Yeah, I mean, we are both big book guys, and so believe me, we will shout from the mountaintops when there are books because we're going to take advantage of those deals ourselves.
Right. I will say, like, just a side note on a book, Perseus Archimedes' Mosaic is out right now.
What a good book.
And it just keeps going in and out of stock.
Yeah.
And who knows if he's going to reprint it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So if you are interested in magic books, that's a great one to check out. And I think it might be hard to get going forward.
Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is so exciting. This is The Raven by Penguin Magic.
Yeah.
This one was... When we got the list of deals that we were going to give away, this is the one that surprised us the most.
Is this the last one? It is the last one.
I think so, yeah. The Raven was really exciting because we both got to be a part of the team that put this back together, to put it together for a re-release. The Raven is manufactured. The magnets are really, the special things in it are really, really strong. Hey, we can always talk about that.
Yeah.
It's generally known. But we updated the instructional material, and Nick picked up on something from the original Chuck Leach instructional video that makes it so you can show your hands front and back. Nick does a really great job of laying out exactly how to put the the gimmick into either your hoodie or your coat or a dress shirt. Like,
I mean,
it's good.
It's because originally when we all got this in the early 2000s, you know, you get the piece of paper and maybe you put it in your, you know, I remember I set it up, but I didn't have the length right, and I can't remember having a whole lot of success with it. Not because it's hard, it's not hard at all.
No.
But it's just I didn't have anything to watch, and I felt like the instructional video that we made is really, I mean, really helps.
Oh yeah.
Big time. So if you're not, this is a vanishing device.
Yeah.
Makes things appear, disappear.
You can also
transform stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing, though, is that with the tutorial that you get, you understand that we all call it a vanishing device because we all remember what David Blaine did with it, where he just like made a kid like his jaw drop.
The quarter guy, the quarter kid, yeah.
But I think what is really interesting is that a lot of people play with this, and we've started to collaborate on a whole bunch of different stuff. And it's a vanishing device, it's a production device, it's a switching device. It's so much more. And when you start to really unlock the power of this thing, like you can, I mean, this is like having superpowers.
Yeah, yeah. Who was that kid?
No idea.
I wonder, it feels like it was like Ryan Schlutz or something like that.
I bet it was Ryan Schlutz.
I bet it was Ryan Schlutz.
You know what? You heard it here first, folks. That kid that had the quarter vanished out the back of his hand by David Blaine in the first special, that was Ryan Schlutz.
Yeah, not a lot of people, nobody knew that.
No, no one did.
That. But you can get the Raven for $10 off right now, which is a great deal. If you, look, even if you know what this is, which a lot of us do, you grab a new one. I had so much fun at Blackpool this year because I was thankful we decided to bring this.
Yeah.
And I mean, we sold a lot of them at Blackpool, but it was just more fun interacting with everybody, going like, oh my God, that looks so good. I forgot how good the Raven was. Yeah. And since all this lockdown stuff, I've seen even more people using it online all the time.
And the other thing is, like, at this price,
a great price.
Like, get a second one.
Sure.
Because there's so many cool things you can do with this with a two.
I didn't even dive into that pool with the double Raven on both sleeves. Didn't go there in the last video, but
no, but
maybe
there's
going forward.
Man, there've been everyone around here basically has one on them all the time because we make them here.
Yeah.
And so people, A, we stick to stuff a lot, which is funny.
Yeah.
But B, you can do some amazing
you do awesome
things.
Stuff with it. We will be making some sort of like add-on packs for the Raven going forward. It's nothing crazy, just like some fun toys to play with, some good tricks, you know, so that you can kind of just get some new things for your Raven every now and then.
Yeah.
Not quite sure when that stuff's going to come out, but at some point it will. And you might as well get your Raven now for $10 cheaper using promo code Penguin Magic. Coolbox Live on checkout.
Yeah, that code is good until Friday at midnight. We do have one more thing to talk about. This was my favorite thing that we got to look at, which was the Muscle Pass by Jay
Oh, forgot about the Muscle Pass. Yeah,
This is so good. So I know that if you're watching this right now, you might do the Muscle Pass. You might think you know a lot about the Muscle Pass. You don't. you need this DVD. You need this download. This is really good for a couple different reasons. A, there's a lot of like nostalgia from like the early days of Penguin, but B, this is loaded with good material. It's over an hour long.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that you could talk about the Muscle Pass for an hour, but you totally can. There's 7 different routines. Jay teaches you exactly what to look for. If you're just learning the Muscle Pass or you're trying to learn it with your left hand, he teaches you what to look for in a coin. He teaches you how to learn all of that. He teaches you some really phenomenal routines. There's one routine where he puts a coin in his hand and he throws it through a window, and you see the coin like come through the window and then land into his hand.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It's a really really well done instructional video. And then there's some neat B-roll at the end where they just show every performance that Jay did on the Vegas Strip, and there's a lot of them. And he does this like quick 5-minute documentary where he.
Yeah, I found that the most interesting.
Yeah, Jay wasn't able to do the Muscle Pass with his left hand when they started this, and by the end of it, he does like a 7-day challenge. Like, I'm going to learn the Muscle Pass as well with my right hand with my left hand in 7 days, and he catalogs it and chronicles it, and you see at the end of it he's really getting it. But there's also some tips to like make your Muscle Pass if you're doing the coin in reverse or the coin that falls up, how to make it go up and make it look more visual and look more impressive. There's a coins across in there. Some neat stuff.
Yeah, it's a great DVD. If you go on Penguin, you can see the chapter listing, so you can get an idea of just how much stuff is in there.
Yeah, and Jay's a great teacher.
Yeah, a great teacher. Again, it's a little older, but one of the ones that you can get on DVD again. I like to have that type of stuff physical.
Yeah.
Honestly, the reference stuff like thumb tip work or even I don't own the Muscle Pass DVD, but if I did, it would be in that same category of like easy to grab, throw in, and just find what I wanted to get really quick. And I was told that there isn't many DVDs actually left of this. So you can get this as an instant download. Yeah. But if you want the DVD, you can get a discount on it. Yeah. $5 off, which I think is the same price as the instant download. Yeah. So you'd have both.
Yeah, it's a great deal and a really good DVD. And well worth it, I think. A lot of fun. I can't say enough really nice things about it because it's good.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. So, well, that brings us to the end. I think
that's it. We are here at the end, and I think really all we want to say is we've been having fun doing this show. You should tune in this coming Sunday night at 9 p.m. We're gonna have a whole new list of products with some more really big discounts. We're looking forward to sharing those with you.
Yeah, we'll talk about some new tricks, and then we'll talk about all sorts of ways that you can save money on some other tricks. We'll get some good tricks on the list. I already saw them, what's going to be in the show. Yeah. And but everything we talked about here today, penguinmagic.com, promo code CoolBoxLive on checkout, and you will save 25% off each one of them. So other than that, Screams at Midnight deck's cool too.
Thanks again for watching. My name's Eric Tate alongside Nick Locapo and our buddy Corbus here. We'll see you next time.